I have a problem with the way that Oxford advertises itself to students, because while the university and the colleges and the departments have some of the best websites of any educational institution I've ever seen, it's all facts. There's no feeling behind it. You don't ever get the feeling of what it's like to be a student at Oxford. It's a very top-down approach, this institution which kind of preaches to you, gives you all this information. What I want to try and do is a bottom-up approach. So rather than an institution preaching to you and giving you all these facts and figures, I want to show you the view from the ground, so a boots on the ground view of being a student. So from one student to an applicant, what it's like to be a student at Oxford. And the way I want to try and do that is making a vlog every week with what I've been doing in my work, what I've been doing outside of my work, how I've been socialising, the kind of events that are going on in Oxford. Just to give you the experience, to give you the feeling rather than the facts. I figured if nothing else this is an interesting experiment, just to see if this will take off as a form of access. So what I've been doing this week is not very much. This is Freshers Week in Oxford. So on Sunday all the freshers come up, move into their rooms, and a lot of the second years and third years, and in my case fourth years, come back, help people with moving in, help them settle in, and make the most of being in Oxford but not having to do lots and lots of work already. So I'm a fourth year student, which means that I'm technically part of the JCR, the Junior Common Room, for undergraduates, but also the MCR, the Middle Common Room, for graduate students, because technically I am a graduate student but I haven't graduated yet. It's a bit weird. So Freshers Week for me is a bit strange because I'm invited to all the MCR events, but I go to all the JCR events, and in a way I'm almost expected to go to some of the JCR events. And to be honest, I view myself as being much more part of the Junior Common Room than the Middle Common Room, just because that's where all my friends are. So I've been mostly going to JCR events. So the kind of thing that they've been doing is they have a big marquee in the middle of the college, one of the quads, and there's a bottle bar in there, where we've been doing some drinking games, some Gangnam Style dancing. There are club nights some nights, though I really should point out there's no pressure whatsoever to go to them. When I was in my Freshers Week in first year, I went to I think one club night. I'm just not a clubbing type person, but I thought I'd give it a go this time around. So there was a phone party at Junction. Never been to a phone party before, and it was an experience, I'll say that. I was right in front of the cannon, so I was just being like blasted with foam. But apart from that, it's apart from the organised events by the JCR, a lot of what goes on this week is just kind of reacquainting yourself with Oxford. So you're not doing work yet, but you have the time to, you have the time to wander around the city to, reacquaint yourself with all the places that you missed out on over the summer. That isn't to say that I haven't been doing any work. This year, I am a fourth year physicist, and I get to choose two major options for what I want to do effectively for my master's year. So I'm choosing to do theoretical physics and atmospheric, oceanic and planetary physics, which are two kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, because the full list of options is, astrophysics, atmospheric, oceanic and planetary, biological physics, condensed matter physics, quantum information processing and lasers, particle physics and theoretical physics. So theoretical physics is the most mathematical, whereas atmospheric physics is arguably the closest thing to something like geography. So it's not as maths heavy, there's more of a physical understanding required. And I like both of those aspects. Admittedly, I'm much better at the physical understanding stuff, because if I wasn't doing physics, I'd be doing geography. So the theoretical option is something that I'm almost doing as a test to myself, to make myself get better at maths, because I want to apply to do a DPhil or PhD in atmospheric physics, but I want to do the more mathematical side of things. I'm interested in global climate processes, which was what I did in my work over the summer. So I've been doing preliminary reading for both of those courses and cracking on with the vacation work. So there's a problem set for each of them. Well, so there's a problem set for one, there's a few questions for the theoretical option, which I've been doing. I've also been preparing for my conference talk, because on Sunday I am going to Germany to present the paper that I wrote over the summer with my supervisor, Dr. Scott Osprey, about the phase synchronization of the quasi-biennial and the semi-annual oscillation, and again that's in the video I made, but I'm off to Germany to present this paper at an international conference, which is just phenomenal. I really wasn't expecting to have the opportunity to do that, but it's a fantastic boost to the CV. You know, being able to do this work over the summer was a privilege, but being able to present a paper, but publish a paper about it and present that paper at a conference is just such an incredible boost to my academic CV. I'm really, really lucky to have been able to do it. So yeah, this week's been quite different from most other weeks, in fact every other week in the Oxford year, apart from the week after you finished your exams. So in future weeks, what I'm going to be talking about is the amount of work that I've been doing, without going into too much of the nitty-gritty detail, some of the content that I'm going to be doing, but also stuff outside of it. So this term I'm taking on a lot of stuff outside of my subjects, so I'm doing a meditation course at the Mindfulness Centre here in Oxford, where we have got a guy called Professor Mark Williams, who's like a world leader in the field of mindfulness meditation, so I thought, good opportunity, take him up on it. I'm also now on the committee for the University Physics Society, and that's something that I'm going to be talking about a lot in the future probably, but we have a talk next week about nuclear fusion, which I will report back on, and the social, actually. Physics and socials don't normally go together, but sometimes we need something to help us integrate. But also, the big thing that I'm going to be doing this term is the college YouTube channel. As I have probably mentioned in the past, I made a YouTube channel for my college, and it was the first student-made college YouTube channel in Oxford. And we focused previously on aspects of the college, like accommodation, sport, music, that kind of thing. Whereas this time around, we're going to be doing a half a dozen subject-specific videos. So these 5 or 6 minute videos about history, say, and the kind of stuff that they're looking for in applicants, the nature of the course, meeting with the tutors, getting them to describe their work, and talking to students about their experiences of the course. So that's going to be a big part of my term, in addition to the really quite considerable amount of work that I'm going to be doing. Basically, I want this to be useful to people. I'm not just doing this as like a self-indulgent thing. I want to help anybody who's applying, give them the idea of what it's like to be here. So if you have a question that you'd like me to answer, or if you have something that you'd like me to cover in a video, I'd really, really like to hear from you. So, you know, leave a comment on this video, give me a message, and I'll do my best to incorporate that. What I'll probably do is not answer comments on the video. In the comment section, I'll probably reply to comments in the subsequent video. So yeah, you'll be hearing from me in a week's time when I've come back from Germany and I have started the course proper, and we've had our first Physics Society event and terms got going a bit. Anyway, I hope this is going to be useful, and I will see you next week.